Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on leechess.org and I just got paired up playing a 5-0 game. Alright, let's try d4. Alright, and see what black goes with here. g6, e6, g6, so big moment. Grunfeld, yeah, let's try this line. Bishop g5, and I'm going to take and play queen to d2. I'm doing this to watch out for queen a5 stuff, and also bishop h6 was an idea, but they're interfering with that. I'm going to stay on this diagonal, keep this pawn pinned for a bit, and probably just e3. I can't do without that. And this knight might turn into a kingside piece. Yeah, let's start with this. May have to reinforce d4 with rook to d1. Knight b4, there's knight here. I can also look at d5 and then knight c3. In order to complete development, in fact. May have to do that. On bishop g4, I have h3. So let's see what Karen 84 comes up with. Alright, a capture. I think I want to go with the knight, just so I could get my bishop out. I have enough support for it. Position's starting to open up as well, so should be looking to get developed fast, for sure. Well, where else is my bishop gonna go? Alright, let's put him there. Now, on bishop g4, I think I'm gonna take. Should I invest the move h3? I'm gonna do that, in reason that it's useful for a flight square and also a preventative against some light square bishop exchange and knight d3 idea. Both of us have good knights. I like that my knight cannot be chased away for as long as he's here. It'll take some work. So now, rook c1? I think I like rook c1. Not b3, because I have a majority here, so I think I want to set that in motion. That seems a little bit odd. They are in a pin, so this queen can't feel so comfortable. Yeah, and my knight's doing a good job of watching out of the bishop moves. I think I am liking that h3 decision. Pretty level on the clock. Let's see. I could look at c5. This is pretty natural, but I think I want to get rolling with the c-pawn. On rook to d8, though, I have to be a little bit careful of this, but no, they still have to work out of a pin. I just push forward, b4. Let's give this a go. The knight is still pinned. The queen could move because the bishop's there to defend. This guy, space invader pawn, but my bishop is watching over the squares it controls. Definitely don't want to go too far away. This knight will certainly drop a hammer on the position. So bishop b7 is sensible. It does give up the f5 square. Well, let's do this because, yeah, there's some sensitive points here. In a pin, bishop can't go too far. He can't go back. I'm going to be grabbing the dark square bishop, so I could enter a good versus bad bishop situation and a not-so-healthy 5 versus 4. So let's find a good spot for my queen. Probably c2. Don't want to go here. Knight'll drop into f3 with check. Otherwise, that would be something to consider, because on a knight move, I could just deliver mate. So let's see how they could soon be in a crossfire here. Threat takes, queen c3. All right, they're just forcing my hand here. Do I have anything better than to take the bishop? Probably not. So we could have a case of tripled pawns. I'm just deciding on which of these two. Which one's better? Let's go forward. Yeah, tripled pawns incoming, huh? Well, he's pinned still. Maybe best to just contest the d file. I could take that knight whenever I want. Let's go here first. No rush. Still level on the clock. Could follow up with this kind of stuff. Pressure here. Healthy 3 versus 2. And bishop comparison. These are the things that I see are tipping in my favor. Nothing beyond that. I have a flight square. Okay. So now I'm much closer to taking this knight out. You can't really contest the d file. So now this is allowing me to get a connected pass pawn. I don't want to take. I also don't want to get down on time. Let's push bishop d5, I guess, as otherwise rook d6 is a killer and a half. Killer and a half. Yeah, let's just go here. So how am I going to open up this position? Because this bishop is really locking down well. And I think I want to maintain this pin for a while, you know? If I take, queen takes. Let's just go here. And try maybe some kind of maneuver to dislodge the bishop. See, now, because I have this connected pass pawn, I can say that, what can I say? I can say that I'm winning a king and pawn ending. So, yeah, if we trade everything down, I think we'll be in good shape. The skeleton is left, pawn structure alone. So now I could take that knight out, because if the queen takes, this rook is unprotected, and in the end I'll have this. So they're walking right into this little tactic, taking advantage of the unprotected rook. So now what? I don't want to take and straighten out the pawn structure. I probably could and still be winning, but I think yeah, they just resigned. I was looking more so at like a bishop backing up and then an e4 move to dislodge the bishop and then enter and start hitting everything. Okay, let's go through it without the engine first. Yeah, it's I've played around with this move in Blitz a handful of times. This bishop g5 move, and it's true this guy's going to come under some fire, but white'll be there, and you know, to give it enough support with the moves that I played here. Queen d2, rook d1, knight e2. Yeah. I wonder if maybe black could have held off here on the capture, because, you know, right around this point, when they capture, then I'm able to recapture, and it's a lot more smooth for me to complete my development. So I think maybe black was better off castling here, and basically doing what? Maintaining the tension for one more move. Because what productive move do I have at this moment? I really want to complete my development. I really want to bring my bishop out, but how do I do that? So I would have to make a decision at this moment to basically either capture or push. And I think during the game, at least, I was leaning more towards push. But maybe even capture is a move as well. Yeah. Maybe black does not have an easy time tracking that pawn down. Maybe that was some of black's fear right around this point, instead of the castles, to just chop away. But yeah, I wonder what the story would be if black castles. It takes and queen c7. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's a pawn that I can actually hang on to. Maybe that's the reason why black just went ahead and captured. Normally, right around this point, you would be, as black, you'd like to, let's say, keep the tension and not help me to develop here. But yeah, maybe I am able to get away with just taking here. Well, we'll double check with the engine, but from here it was just looking to control stuff, control the knight, basically controlling the bishop, and yeah, it's really coming down to a 3 versus 2. This is the long-term positive for white, and yeah, it pretty much got tricky here, getting caught in a crossfire. We'll see what the computer suggests, because I'm pretty sure I'm just better here, especially with the knight landing in here, and I have very good control. So, I don't know, I'm a bit baffled as to what black can do as an improvement. It's somewhere around here, for sure, right out of the opening. I think c5 was fine, and knight c6 was fine. Takes. Maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe better is to capture and force something like this, and then maybe these type of moves are around the corner. A bishop pair type of position. Both of us 2 minor pieces each, knights exchanged. I guess this is the other option, because I didn't really have this knight didn't really bother me so much. I had him under control. Maybe here this was a moment to get in bishop g4, and I said I would be capturing here, because if I go with castles, there's this, and then the knight, I have to work around this piece. So maybe even here, instead of castles, this is another idea. I was planning to take, at least lure the knight away from the d3 square, because I wouldn't be able to avoid the light square bishop exchange at this point. So I had prepared to capture, and then I guess if I really wanted to stop the knight from getting to d3, I could play bishop g3. I don't know. I like the structure, though. Do we have to dial it back even further? I know that this is a move, but yeah, I guess black has to be extra careful. They have to be timely, because they are, in the end, working with double E pawns, and I don't know. Let's have a look at it with the engine and see what kind of suggestions. Yeah, I should have probably clicked on that much sooner. But let's see what it has to say. Working backwards here. I haven't really played around with this. There's this little feature. It's just outside of the recording window, but there's a little just to the right of my mouse here. There's a little target. If you click on it, it shows it's a show threat button. So, it just went off. That's weird. Oh, it's if you're curious about a certain position, you could show threat. So, I guess like if I'm to click it right now, this show threat button, it's going to highlight. That's the threat with the red arrow. Anyhow, let's see what the graph is saying. Okay. So let's kind of fast forward to this point. That's where there's some change. After knight to c6, let's put on the arrows as well. Okay, it suggests a capture. It's fine with black's position. Knight recapture. So it does want to go with knight takes. There must be a change then with knight here. Yeah. I didn't play knight to b5 in the game, but even so, even so, it really just does not like this idea of knight to e5. And from there, after that knight decision to go to e5, it's Team White who is for choice. Let's carry this out then. Knight takes knight, pawn takes, bishop g4, bishop e2. The light square bishops are off. Very direct play. Really going pawn hunting, huh? To d2, g5, back, f5. You see, in a more complex position, in a position where there are still more pieces out and about, knights, another pair of bishops, the light square bishops on board, these ideas are a bit, as black, you would tend to be a bit more hesitant to play that because of the gaps you're leaving, the light square weaknesses, the dark square weaknesses. But with fewer pieces on the board, this is it's maybe seen a bit more as a positive than a negative for black. So it's an interesting sequence to get some more trades in and then get this majority. It's an unhealthy majority, but to at least get it rolling. And there is some tempo ideas that we're seeing with g5. Now, why are they going with f5 here? What's wrong with going for a pawn grab? I guess this is an option as well. But yeah, I guess it's turning out where after knight to e5, it's black who's in some rough shape, I guess. Knight e5, I should be playing knight to b5. Look, eyeing up the c7 square. Didn't consider that at all. I was just focused on development. And, well, with my next move, the h3 move, I was focused on avoiding the light square bishop exchange. But, yeah, I guess what black has to do here is take the knight. Not too much more to say. The decision to go to e5 really caused black some problems. I was able to keep control. And, yeah, I could get my majority rolling. It likes b4. And I guess knight to f5 is basically a game winner. +2 here on out. Something close to that. It's tough to get out of this pin, I don't think there's a good way to work around it. Maybe I could have done something better right around here instead of rook to d2 and this. That wants to push with this idea. Yeah, and then I'd have these two guys, but I felt right around this point I didn't need to change the structure at all. I could still improve somewhat and reroute my bishop, playing within the structure. And yeah, if play was to continue from here, I don't know. I was pointing out this, and they could push. Yeah, maybe that wouldn't have been best. Could do this and be fine if the pawns are doubled here, because I still have this. He's not worth just a pawn. Connected pass pawn. If we have this, just to show, this is a game winner. My king gets to enter over here, and he has to be tied down to the c6 square, just to watch over that guy. So, yeah. Okay, well, it's basically the knight to e5 is what it's coming down to. Knight takes knight at this point is important. Can't go with the knight to e5 here. Alright, well, as usual, feel free to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below, and I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.